大丈夫か？ひどい怪我だな。
How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Anonymous Code. Man, the last episode was wild. Honestly, the first two episodes of this playthrough have been nutty so far. I am instantly hooked just because of I want to know what the hell's going on all around. At the end of the last episode, we basically got what we saw in the beginning of the first episode. However, things turned out much differently. Here we are in this car with these two random people, sure, but we lost Momo. By the way, we met Momo in the last episode, how that all worked. She's not even named Momo. She has something going on. But things definitely turned out different from what we saw in the very beginning of the game. Momo was caught, we messed up, and we just narrowly made it out of that alive, and most definitely beaten up, which I think is also a noticeable contrast to our first rodeo there. However, that first rodeo was probably not our first. I think time travel might be a huge thing going on here, and I don't know how that correlates to hacking, but I'm sure we might learn something here in this episode, or maybe the next. But I wanted to point something out. Let's see here. So I saw this at the end of the last episode. Oh, that's not right. No. We don't want to load that. Even so, we're right here. Let's see. How do I move around here? Here we go. So this was not created by me. This was a save that was most definitely not created by me. This is a very interesting save here. And I feel like that might be our tell that there are points in time that we might be creating in order to jump back in time, maybe? I saw something in a trailer for this concept, so that's kind of where I'm getting the idea here. And this was the first save that I had made after the end of the first episode. This, I was told, the date and time there is when I initially started playing, by the way. So I did start playing on release day here. So I just wanted to point that one out. Okay, how do I get out of here? The buttons are a little weird, but that's okay. Okay, let us get back to it and see what crazy stuff is going to happen. I'm not going to mess around with the sound settings anymore. We're just going to roll with it. The music, I'm sorry if it's low. It's just how it's how it has to be, I guess. And voice volume is a little weird, but I think we'll get used to it. It doesn't sound too bad in the recordings. I haven't heard any complaints, so I think we're okay.
助かった。恩に着るよ。
俺はオズってんだ。中野界隈で、まあなんつうか、探偵みたいなことをやってる。
Okay.
後ろのレディは
ノンノだよ。凄腕なの。
She didn't say anything else, so I had no idea what kind of what is that, virtuoso she was? What is that?
それで一緒に逃げてたお嬢ちゃんはどうした？
そうだ。モモが連れ去られたんだ。追いかけて助けないと。
連れ去られた？さっきのヘリか。ノンノ、ヘリはどこへ向かったかわかるか？
方角的に羽田の方に飛んでったっぽいよ。SNS に目撃情報がわんさかワンワン上げられてるもん。
Oh yeah, Chopper landed in a residential area. There's no way that wouldn't get attention online. Yeah, people will most definitely follow that. That makes good sense.
お前とお嬢ちゃんはあいつらとどういう関係なんだ？
Yeah, also, why are we so gung-ho on trying to save her? We knew her for just a few hours.
俺にだってさっぱりわかんないよ。
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what I'm saying here. Like, I'm all for saving people, and I guess that's like his thing, but at the same time, it's like we gotta know when to call it quits. By the time we snuck past all our pursuers and arrived at Haneda Airport, so therefore we are most definitely not calling it quits, an hour had passed since Momo was taken away. The chopper with Momo on board had landed on the tarmac for private jets, slightly outside the actual airport. Staying hidden, we strained to see what was going on inside and caught a glimpse of Momo being handed over to some mysterious foreigners.
Oi, oi.
That's interesting.
ありゃバチカンかよ。
Yeah.
バチカン？
あのお嬢ちゃん、いよいよ何者だ？
What in the certain magical index is happening here?
軍は政府の指示で動いてるみたいだった。
バチカンが日本政府に圧力かけて軍に指示がいったが、だったらなんであのガキが動いた？指示系統がよくわからんな。
But I didn't care if it was the government or the Vatican. Momo was about to be taken outside Japan, and there's no way I could help her if that happened.
早くモモを助けないと。
Yeah, I wonder how the world state is right now.
バカ野郎。ここは空港だ。中に入った瞬間にセキュリティが飛んでくるぞ。それに見えないところに軍も控えてるかもしれん。一人で突っ込んだってお前には何もできやしねえよ。死にに行くようなもんだ。
So what? Did I have to resign myself to twiddling my thumbs as I watched it happen? Momo. I couldn't protect her. I had just met her, and I didn't know anything about her. She was basically a stranger to me, and yet here we are. But there were so many people at Sun Plaza, but out of all of them, she called out to me. It's not love, dude. I had told her I'd helped her, or I would help her. I told her that she could count on me. Yet, I mean, she turned us away. Let's be real here. I couldn't even protect one girl. Frustration, anger, and shame swirled chaotically inside my head. I felt like tearing my hair out, like screaming until my throat was dry, and cursing myself to hell. I punched the airport's fence over and over, but the frustration wouldn't go away. I was overcome by an explosion of emotion. What's happening?
Eh?
Yeah, what's going on here?
なんだこれ。止まってる？なんで？
Oh, here we
いつの
go.
間にか VR にダイブしてた。っていうか、なんだこの画面。あ、この英文ってあの時の時間。1時間ぐらい前だ。俺、視界録画なんてしてなかったよな。じゃあなんでこれを選ぶと何かあるのか？
Oh, here we go. Man, things are getting so meta. Things are getting so meta. Let's fucking go. Damn. The amount of times I wish I could do this shit. Realize that I made a mistake, as small or large as it may be, and just, you know, load a save just like that. So long as my memory card is inserted. Next thing I knew, I was on the 2-lane road, heading towards Loop 7. The scenery around me was flying past at an incredible speed. Yeah, here we are. We got that news ticker in the upright too. Yeah, so it's it is truly as if we have loaded right back into this scenario that I didn't save, but it's as if it saved for us. We quite literally just reloaded in, and everything is resuming as if nothing happened past this point. So yeah, there are no other cars on the road. Wasn't I at the airport just now? The pain all over my body had vanished. The soft, warm sensation on my back returned. Momo was clinging to me. That was when I realized I was driving my grapper. The shock and confusion were overwhelming. It felt like there was a thin layer of mist clouding my brain. Completely lost, I looked around to get a handle on my situation. Suddenly, I saw a pedestrian bridge ahead. Okay, so we're coming up on it. We haven't necessarily gotten to it, but we're coming up to this point. Okay. And now we have to not make the mistake that we did last time and continue to change our address here on the bike so that it doesn't get hacked into. The streetlights made it easy to read. It was familiar. I had seen it before. Was that a dream? Was I feeling some kind of deja vu? Oh, come on. We all know what deja vu is, if I can find the button here. It's not right-click to get to my menu. It's always been right-click, I think. It's just, it's a little different here. I didn't want to go into the config. That's my bad. I actually don't know how to read. All right, what do we got here? Deja vu, a feeling that you've experienced something before despite having never actually done so. The sensation of these non-existent past experiences is so realistic and vivid that the sufferer cannot discredit it as mere delusion, dream, or lapse in memory. But since they obviously cannot remember when and where this past happened, it ultimately creates a strong sense of discomfort, and the cause is not yet known. Some propose that it's an extremely rare and brief physiological phenomenon that occurs when the brain fails while synchronizing the functions of memory repair and prior knowledge, while others theorize that it's the result of a short-lived twitch-like spasm in the hippocampus. Now, there's also the, I forget the term of it, but there's a term not necessarily similar to deja vu, but it's when you misremember something, where you remember a very specific detail about something, and whenever you go back to it, you were completely wrong, but you could have sworn that all these years you've known that detail to be exactly as you thought it was. I don't remember what that's called, but apparently that hits people a lot. If memory serves, something bad was about to happen. A chill ran down my spine. I rushed to hit the brakes. A moment later, yep, the system was hijacked, just like I remembered. The mist around my mind vanished in an instant. I almost lost control, but I just managed to hit the brakes in time. It was hard to stay balanced, but I slid sideways and brought us to a full stop. There, we weren't moving anymore. This was the Koshu Kaido intersection. The Shinjuku route was above us, and ahead was Loop 7 completely empty.
ポロンさん、
悪い。でも、
If my hunch, no, my memory was right, then there were armored military cars around here, hidden by active camo. And there they were. Noticing that we had stopped, the armored cars showed themselves. The cars that were trailing us had also caught up, quickly setting up a blockade around the intersection.
囲まれたか。
Still, this was better than crashing and sliding across the asphalt. I told Momo to climb off the grapper, and then did the same myself. I didn't know what this deja vu was all about. I didn't even know if it was deja vu. The memories felt pretty damn real to me. It was more like I was re-experiencing something I had already been through. Did that weird app do this? I couldn't tell. All I could do was act according to my memories. Another armored car appeared before long. While the others were keeping the blockade from a distance, this one stopped right in front of us. Yep, here's our scene. This is right here. This is exactly what we saw in the beginning. Now, I don't know if things are going to necessarily play out the same way that they did in the very beginning of the game, but we're getting closer to what we saw. The tatted, baldy builder relayed some orders over a transceiver. And then he looked right at me.
Yo.
Here we go again, I think. I strained my ears and heard a chopper in the distance. I focused and thought hard about the best way to get out of this, and I soon had my answer. What I had to do was
強がんなよ。実はほっとしてるんだろ？
provoke him and keep the conversation
俺
going.
みたいなガキに手こずっちゃって。軍人としてのプライドがズタズタだろうからさ。
Honestly, I'm very surprised with how Pollon is actually going about this. He's quickly connected that, yeah, he's kind of jumped into the past here, and events are going to play out in a very similar fashion, but he can make adjustments that are in his favor and work with how the rest of the world is going to flow.
甘く見たな。俺はスクリプトキディじゃないぜ。
Very unlike Okabe, but that's okay. That is okay.
こっちにメリットがあるって判断したら、検討してやってもいいぜ。
Okay, we're doing good. A gunshot. The guy had gone and shot my grapper's rear wheel with his handgun. Shit. That was no way to treat a man's ride. And he got where the superconducting motor was. A grapper wasn't roadworthy without it. I couldn't let him see that I was panicking, though. I went and glared right at him instead.
この分は後できっちり軍に請求させてもらうからな。
Oh, I think we kinda do.
一生無所暮らしか、ここで自己死として片付けられるか、どっちが望みだ。
へっどっちもやだね。
今のお前の未来はこちらが握っているんだぞ。
俺の未
Is
来
it though? Yeah.
そのごついトランスヒューマニズムの塊で。
どっちが望みか。早く答えろ。
He is doing a good job, you know, just dragging the conversation along, provoking him.
甘く見るなよ。
ん？
いいか、今からきっちり51秒後、あんたのその腰にぶら下がってる無線機が鳴る。
Now, something I am a little curious about, I don't know if he's like making up the number here. Like, obviously his transceiver is going to go off. He's going to get a call. But is it necessarily that far into the future?
何？
I mean, he wasn't like looking at the time when he got, you know, kicked to the ground and everything. This was a gamble. If it worked out, I'd be a goddamn prophet.
そこであんたは隊長にもかかわらず命令されるんだ。今すぐ撤退しろってな。相手は政府だ。で、俺は動揺するあんたの隙をついてモモと一緒に逃げるわけだけど、当然あんたは追いかけるよな。でもそれすら無駄に終わるんだ。あんたはちょうど通りかかった車にひかれてぶっ倒れるからさ。
Yeah, not necessarily. There were 2 times that he was going to get hit by a car, but
それが俺の
no,
望
he
む未
doesn't
来
get
だ。
hit by it. I mean, he's got to keep the story interesting,
なん
though.
だそれは。
That does make sense.
51秒後に撤退命令。車にひかれる。あまりにもデタラメで笑えてくるな。それならもう。
Yep, here we go. It actually went off. I was surprised myself, but I didn't show it.
ちょうど51秒だ。出なよ、軍人さん。
こちらライノリーダー。どうした？
隊長、撤退命令です。
Which is weird.
まさか。
The order to retreat
事なかれ
being
主義の
now.
政治家連中が今さらビビったようで。
Okay, that's why.
だがターゲットは目の前に。
あんたらが派手にやりすぎたからだよ。自業自得ってこと。
Well, time to get on out of here
そう
again.
いうことで。
待て！
But luckily, things are turning out a lot better. I love this style. Still loving it. This comic book style is so sick, honestly.
て、この。
Yeah, still not getting hit by it, but that's okay.
乗れ！
And now, we now know why we know his name. Everything was just as I remembered.
おっせえよ、オズのおっさん。
あ、おう。
The old dude was surprised I called him by his name, but I ignored him and pushed Momo into the rear seat.
出せ。
I shouted as I slipped into the passenger seat. And here we are again, but this time not beat up.
本当にこうなるなんてな。
It went so well that it actually felt kind of
お
good.
前、なんで俺の名前を知ってる？
I'd answer that later.
のんの、装甲車が追ってくるぞ。変なロケットを目くらましに使え。
なんで知ってんの？維新伝心大化の改新。
Wait, how is that sympathy or villainy? I guess it could be a little bit of villainy.
お前が凄腕なのは知ってる。
ノンノすご腕なの。
Still don't know what that is.
だから頼む。
乙女心分かってんじゃん。オズとは大違いだね。
Clearly happy, she quickly took her mini rocket launcher and stuck herself out of the sunroof.
本当に撃っちゃうんですか？
Hell yeah.
構わないから撃て。
ガッテン承知の助。発射！
This is also a nice little animation. Nothing too crazy, but, you know, it's neat. The rocket flew through the air, leaving a trail of white smoke as it shot straight for the armored car. Gave us some nice little fireworks for it. Right before impact, it blew up, triggering an explosion of colorful fireworks.
シュルルルードーン！たまやー！
Okay, so virtuoso, that is a word that I've actually never heard of, but it is a person highly skilled in music or other artistic pursuit. Gotcha. All right. Very interesting, I guess, term to use here, but the fireworks kind of match, maybe. Caught by surprise, the armored car lost balance and stopped. Now, there weren't any other cars chasing us, and I couldn't hear the chopper anymore either. We were probably still under surveillance from a military SAT, but they had been ordered to retreat, so I guess it was safe to assume they'd given up their pursuit, right?
逃げ切れた。
I looked back at Momo, who seemed like she was in a hell of a daze. Bro, anybody would after that shit. She was kinda spacing out, but she was here with me, and that felt like a miracle in itself.
おいお前
Oz grabbed me by the chest, his other hand still on the steering wheel.
なぜ俺たちの名前を知ってるなぜ奴らに追われていた一体何者だ
なぜって言われても、やっぱり説明できない。俺にも何がどうなってるのか分かってないんだ。
But the fact that he rolled with the flow as well as he did, again, very not like Okabe, like whatsoever. You know, if Pollon was anything like Okabe, it probably would have taken another try, you know, experiment, see, yeah, this is actually the events happening over again. We had another opportunity to play this part. But no, he kind of just grasped the whole idea here.
巻き込んだのは私なんです。ポロンさんは私を助けるためにあんな無茶をしてくれて。
Momo hastily tried to cover for me. Oz seemed to know who was after her. But in any case, one thing was plain as day. Momo hadn't lost them for good. We might have escaped them for now, but I'd be a fool to think this was all over. What could we do to get rid of them once and for all? Was police protection even an option here? No. Or would we have to leave Tokyo altogether?
お前名前は
俺は高岡ポロン。
Hey, yo? Oh shit, what the fuck? A woman with an umbrella was standing right in front of us. Hit her, it'll be funny. Oh shit. Oz quickly turned the wheel. It didn't feel like we'd hit anyone. We had no knowing whether she'd dodge us either, since the car was throwing us left and right. Oz did what he could to right our balance. But right in front of us was a steel plate wall used in construction sites. Beyond it was the Shinjuku crater, a reconstruction zone, and an off-limits area.
突っ込むぞ
I braced for impact. Beyond the wall were a load of construction vehicles, as well as cars that probably belonged to the police working here, or to the people working here. Police, the fuck? Further ahead was the edge of the crater, one of the scars left on the city after the events of the sad morning.
何だったんだ
Is that something from Occultic 9, or is that something I should know? I don't know. Sorry, guys. I skipped Occultic 9, as I said in the beginning of the first episode. It's just that's the elusive one. Chaos Head was also pretty elusive for a while, but now I'm gonna throw that on Occultic 9.
それより止まれおっさん。この先はクレーターだ。
Suddenly, there was a shocking side-on impact. A parked car had suddenly stirred to life and rammed into us. It was like it was being controlled by something. Was this remote control? It wasn't just one car either. A bunch of others joined in on the thrashing. Even though we were moving, they were smashing into us with crazy precision.
次から次へと。
こんな
Oz hit the brakes and somehow stopped the car from falling into the crater.
お前ら無事か
今のも軍の攻撃か？
Before I got an answer, one of the unmanned cars suddenly came speeding towards us from behind.
まずい降りろ
Oz grabbed Nono and I leapt out of the car.
モモ。
I tried to take her hand and get out, but before I could do that, I felt the shock of an intense impact. The car tilted hard and... Oh shit. We've seen this before, kind of. Suddenly, we were in mid-air. Momo and I were flung out through the open door. I don't think this run here is working either. Alright, who are you, mystery lady? The umbrella-wielding woman looked down with great disinterest, as though whatever had happened below was barely worth her attention. She was on the roof of a 52-story building. Her gaze was, at this moment, fixed upon something far in the distance. It was as if she was staring directly at the edge of the faraway crater, precisely where the car had just crashed. Is she even real? I was just thinking about this as we, we're crashing into shit. Oh, we finished chapter 1, and we get the opening, which you guys do not get to see, but I'm going to watch it. Holy fucking shit. That is a banger opening. God fucking damn. Uh-oh, what do we got going on here? What do we have going on here? We've seen that before, by the way. True, true. Also true. Close the loop, hack into God. Hey, let's fucking go. No, I will most definitely not remember much from that, oh hey, what's going on here? Nice, nice.
砲弾の軌道を予測するには膨大な計算が必要で、それを高速かつ正確に処理するために作られたんです。
Yeah, computers and technology back then, blow my mind of their effectiveness.
つまりコンピュータは事象をシミュレートするために誕生したわけです。
I believe it.
21世紀初頭、日本で地球シミュレータの名を冠したスーパーコンピュータが開発されました。
Okay.
地球規模の環境変動の解明と未来予測には弾道計算とは比較にならないほどの処理が必要です。そのため開発には当時の最先端技術が惜しげもなく投入され、完成時世界最高性能を記録して各国から称賛されました。
Remember when PlayStation 3s were used in like a supercomputer fashion?
とはいえ、
That was cool.
当時の地球シミュレータの予測対象は地球上の大気と海流についてのみ。ではもしも全ての事象を予測できる地球シミュレータを作れたとしたらどうでしょうか。あらゆる物理法則、あらゆる自然現象、あらゆる生物活動、そしてあらゆる人間と人間が作り出した社会と文化。この地球上で起きるあらゆる事象をシミュレートできたら、その結果は何を意味するでしょう。
I don't know, that's far beyond me, brother.
結果は現実そのもの。私たちが求めている究極の地球シミュレータだ。
それではご覧いただきましょう。
Uh-oh.
完成したガイアを。
Huh. Hey, yo. What are we doing? What's going on here?
大気と海流だけじゃない。あらゆる物理法則、あらゆる自然現象、あらゆる生物活動、そしてあらゆる人間と人間が作り出した社会と文化。あらゆる事象を再現しています。
Every little thing, huh?
あらゆる事象をね。
Jesus.
これは。
Oh, that's
今
wicked.
この
That
部
is
屋
so
の中
fucking
をシミュレー
wicked.
トしています。
That is hard to even think about.
防犯カメラの映像ではないですよ。任意の時間、任意の空間をシミュレートできます。皆さんが到着する少し前です。
手のかかる子供だが、予想される利益を考えれば面倒な子守もやりがいがあるというものだ。
What the fuck? Nah.
シミュレーションの精度を確認したいんですけど、これあなたが実際に言った通りの言葉ですか？
いや、それは。
Yeah, I have a feeling the answer is yes.
手のかかる子供で恐縮です。しかし皆さんの面倒な子守のおかげで今日こうして完成を迎えることができました。
What the?
プライ
Uh-oh.
バシーに立ち入るのは控えていただきたい。
I don't know if this is an invasion of privacy. I mean, if this is all stuff that was simulated to happen, but that's insane to even like consider something like that existing. Something that can keep track of all the, you know, all the small details of life, everything that's occurring on this earth at this time. In the past, what could happen in the future? There's no way.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Come on now, buddy. Nah, this is too sci-fi for me. Holy shit.
確実に他国を3世代は先行していますね。
At least 3, she says.
想像以上だ。
では、もっと面白いものをお見せしましょう。
Oh. Okay, did this just happen? Or is this being simulated?
何を？
落ち着いてください。彼は某国のスパイです。
Huh. Okay. I mean, I guess this is a really good way of getting information out of people. You just simulate it?
今時こんな古臭いものを。
Or what? The information that we're getting here, could it actually be an invasion of privacy? In order to simulate things, you have to have a certain amount of data, right? So, again, I don't know what the technology advancements are here, you know, in 2037, but it wouldn't be surprising if everybody and everything was being observed in some sort of way.
早急に警備チームを変えてもらえます？今よりは無能じゃないところで。それより画面を見てください。あっちのスパイは知りません。
Oh. Interesting. Yeah, if nothing was done there, Jesus.
シミュレーション上ではスパイは僕に正
That
体を
was very
暴か
loud.
れ
I apologize.
人質を取って逃亡を図ります。このようにシミュレーションでは2人死にました。
現実とシミュレーションが一致していない。
Well, yeah, it was a simulation.
未来に干渉したから。あなたはスパイと揉み合いになり、そして運悪く殺されました。スパイは取り押さえられますが、舌を噛んで死にます。
Wow.
スパイを先に殺すことで死ぬのは一人で済んだわけです。
This is nutty. This is insane, actually.
よかったですね。刺し殺されなくて。
What a really shitty spy.
もうお分かりかと思います。あやふやな予測なんかじゃない。
No, I don't think it is.
事象を完璧に計測できるんです。結果をもとに事象に干渉することさえできる。つまり未来を知り、未来を変えられるんです。これがもたらす利益を想像してみてください。
素晴らしい。我々のプロジェクトはついに完成だ。おめでとうございます、大臣。
勘違いするなよ。
Uh-oh.
何が我々だよ。言っておくけど、これは僕のガイアだ。
I kind of like how the that text box there, it's both towards the simulation or what's being shown here with this Earth supercomputer Gaia thing, but also what he's saying now. This everything's aligned. Or what are we looking at here? Man, that is nutty. That is meta. That's even more meta than the shit we just saw a bit ago. So let's back up a little bit here because I will forget what I was going to bring up. I was going to state that... Oh, shoot. No, I am kind of forgetting. Oh, that woman. The woman with the umbrella. It's very possible that, you know, with everybody using AR, VR, whatever the hell, can't that kind of maybe be distracting while you're driving? Because if something is out in the middle of the road that's not actually there and you swerve to avoid it because you don't know whether it's real or not, wouldn't that be like an extreme hazard? Like beyond extreme, actually? That'd basically make driving like completely fucked. Or maybe there's like mandates where you have to like turn that shit off, maybe? Or maybe like the windshield turns it off for you. I don't know. I really don't know. I was going to mention that the opening that you guys did not get to see in this video because your boy would most likely get struck with the hand of hacking God here via a copyright claim of some sort if I showed that. But that probably had to be one of the cooler openings for a visual novel and up there with the other science adventure openings. This one's probably very memorable. I remember watching the 2 Chaos Child openings after I finished Chaos Child because there were different ones for PS4 and Xbox, and those ones were really cool in their own right. But this one, it's like, holy shit. And there's no way I'm going to remember anything from it. Like, I've already forgotten a whole lot, but something that will stick with me is how a lot of it just seemed very abstract. So I was getting some Nier Automata vibes from it, and I can't explain why because that's kind of a Nier Automata spoiler, but definitely getting some wacky-ass Nier Automata vibes, just because that goes into some really weird directions as well. So there's also that, and man, yeah, that supercomputer deal there, holy shit. No, that is most definitely beyond meta. But now you have to think about this whole, you know, loading and saving mechanic that we have here with Pollon, because whatever that is, and I'm sure we'll learn a little bit of it here shortly, maybe, hopefully, but couldn't that be related to this whole simulation thing? I mean, that could quite literally fit into the idea of, are we even real? You know? Is everything that's actually happening here a part of a simulation? Or are these events that we're influencing? If that kid there could, you know, alter the future through choices based on simulations with that supercomputer, can't we do the same through experience that we, you know, actually go through and then just jump back in time somehow?
1年前か。
間もなく到着します。
I don't know, just, you know, thinking out loud, rambling, what have you. It's all very interesting. Like, I am hooked on the ideas here for sure. Though surrounded in every direction by shining buildings, not even the Shinjuku crater was immune to the dark of night. With the reconstruction focused on the outer edges, the deeper parts of the crater were saturated with silence and darkness. Oz, Tengen Uzutani, was standing on a construction platform sticking out from the ground and looking down into the dark. There he saw his beloved car, now little more than a pile of scrap.
オズってばへこみすぎすぎヒマラヤすぎ
I
壊
mean,
れちゃったなら修理すればいいだけなのに
I mean, a child won't, you know, fully understand, you know, the complexities of a car, but, or, you know, how much a car is. Value is a very important thing to learn as you grow older, but, yeah, I'd be pretty bummed out if my car got fucking thrown off the side of a construction site. The girl beside him, Nonoka Hosho, tried to console Oz, but her words only upset him further. Is it Oz or Oz?
どれだけ手間がかかると思ってんだ。
A part of me wants to say Oz, but then I think of that one doctor question mark? I don't know, but whatever I call him, we all know who I'm talking about, right?
古い車にこだわるからでしょ
They heard footsteps nearby and were soon joined by a man.
オズさん、のんのちゃん。
Who's this?
おう、
カオルオズの車がベコベコになっちゃったから新しいの買ってあげてよ
なるほど。派手にやられましたね。
Yeah, slightly. Koru Samezu, chief of the TMPD Cybersecurity Division's Cyber Countermeasures Office, all right, stood next to Oz and Nono looking down.
話した通りだ。無人の車に突っ込まれた。
おそらくキャンバスハックでしょ
Oh, we've
う。
got
しかし
we
あれ
got
だ
some
けの
tips
数
to
の
look
車
at
を同時
actually.
にとは相当の手だれかと。
We got a lot of tips back there, so let's jump into the old tips list here. See what we got. Oh, we got 4. So the Canvas hack. It's a type of malicious cyber attack targeting vehicle systems. By 2037, vehicle technology has progressed far enough for them to have a self-driving function by default. This requires various sensors, but these sensors are controlled by digital technologies that are as vulnerable to cracking as any computer, enabling malicious cyber attacks against vehicle systems. The CAN in the name stands for Controller Area Network, the mutual connection between separate vehicle systems, while bus is said to be computer speak referring to the pathways used for data exchange. Now that makes sense. Supercomputer. Large computers that process vast amounts of data at incredible speeds using technologies such as parallel processing. Yeah, I took a class on parallel processing, excuse me. That class was one of the harder ones that utilized whatever I learned out of object-oriented programming whenever I was studying computer science. And what a fucking mistake it was to take that class, but also it was my last semester. There weren't a lot of other choices remaining for me, and this was also during COVID, so that made things a lot more fun to do over the internet. But no, parallel processing is a really interesting concept, but goddamn, can it get really fucking complicated. Although there is no clear definition, they tend to be at least 1,000 times faster than common PCs. A computer's performance is measured by how many basic arithmetic operations it completes per second. The unit for this is floating point operations per second, or flops. 1 flops equals 1 operation per second. The Japanese supercomputer Fukaku exceeds 400 p-flops, which means it can do all of that operations every second, and this is 40 times more than the older Japanese supercomputer K. The Earth Simulator, a supercomputer established in the Japan Agency for Marine Earth Science and Technology, or JAMSTEC, facility in Yokohama. First operated in 2002, it uses Earth-scale simulations to explain and predict environmental changes. It was subjected to many hardware upgrades over the years, and by 2037, it is in its 7th generation, This Earth simulator is unrelated to the Gaia Institution's Gaia, okay? And first ever computer. It is the first electronic digital computer, was the ABC, built in the US in 1942. However, it was eclipsed in 1946 by the similarly US-developed Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, or ENIAC, the enormous fame of which brought about its continued reputation as the world's first. ENIAC was designed by the US Army's Ballistic Research Lab to calculate artillery range tables, but it was also used in the Manhattan Project for nuclear weapon development. There, we got all that? I mean, it's very interesting. It is. Behind them were the battered vehicles of the construction workers. Okay, let's fucking read that one too. Sorry, this is going to happen a lot, me trying to get into the tips menu, because again, I'm used to right-click opening this up. All right, what do we got here? The Special Forces Unit of the Japan United States Defense Force, or JUSDF, run by the Ministry of Defense. It dates back to 2004, when it was part of the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force, or JGSDF. They were said to be equal to the old U.S. Army's Green Berets, the U.S. Army Special Forces, and Delta Force, the first Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, and their headquarters are located in Camp Narashino. In 2031, the U.S. Army and JSDF merged to strengthen relations, with the resulting JUSDF being a Japanese-American mixed army. The Special Forces group became mixed as well. Alrighty. Yeah. Lovely, just more information. It's all lovely.
では直前に引きそうになったという女でしょうか。ドライブレコーダーを回収します。
好きにしろ。
Oz shrugged and changed the subject.
それで追われてた二人の方は何か分かったか。
That is a lovely profile here. Let's read a little bit of it. It seems to be nicely translated for us. He's got a ID number. Date of birth is April 7th, 2021. So as I guess of the day I'm recording this, he's absolutely alive. That's his address. He is unemployed, but notes pro hacker with something in parentheses there that's covered by his finger. Kuru turned on a TMPD-issued tablet displaying a certain person's profile.
少年の方は警視庁のデータベースにありました。
前科持ちだったか。
ではなく補導です。違法グレイパーレース参加で半年前に。
Kaoru shared the info with Oza's device.
女の方は
登録なしです。
連中が追ってたのはそっちか。
Yes,
両方かもしれま
100%.
せんよ。2人は下へ。
ああ、
早急に保護します。
お前が探しに行くのか？
部下を呼びました。
Well, who do we got here? A police car pulled up with perfect timing. Its sirens muted.
室長
What the
到着しまし
fuck?
た。
What? Huh? 3 oddly dressed women were inside. Yeah, that's putting it
あれ
one
が
way.
部下かよ。
警視庁サイバー対策課サイバー対策室の警察官兼アイドルです。
Okay. I see occupations are starting to mix in the future.
はあ。
室長、私たちは誰を捜索すれば？
Kaoru shared with them the same info that he had shared with Oz.
少年の名前は高岡ポロン16歳。少女の方は身元調査中です。高岡は信号機及び送電設備へのクラッキング、それとスピード違反の被疑者です。現在2人とも新宿クレーター内を逃走中。
ゲゲ。逮捕状はどうすれば？
逮捕ではなく保護をお願いします。手荒な真似はしないように。
了解しました。
私暗いの苦手で。
何ビビってんの？ほら行くよ。
This is so weird. I don't even know what to say here. I'm a little taken aback
い
here.
つも言っていることですが、いかなる時もキュートな笑顔を忘れないように。
そうでした。アイドルイズ
スマイル is アイドル。
Okay. I don't know how to fucking respond to that. After her exchange with Kaoru, Bambi corrected her posture and gave a salute.
では行ってきます。
Okay.
キュートな笑顔だ。
ファンに笑顔を届け、ファンを笑顔にする。アイドルの使命です。
ああ。
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
ねえねえ、あの肩パとかかっちょいいね。
でしょう。今度グッズを持っていきますよ。
We are really running into some odd characters all of a sudden. Not to say that any of the characters we'd run into so far aren't a little weird, but these ones take the cake.
カオルわかってんじゃん。
サッドモーニングからそろそろ2年か。
世の中はあの日のことをすっかり忘れてしまったのかと錯覚しそうになります。
Okay,
それ
wait.
ほどに日常を取り戻している。
So Occultic 9 doesn't take place until shit. It's not in the 2030s. So if whatever this sad morning is, took place 2 years ago, then that's not Occultic 9. I guess that's something that'll be talked about here, maybe?
自分の考えすぎでしょうか。
Or I'm wrong? I don't know.
フェンスで塞がれて見えないようにされてるからかもな。だがそう簡単に傷は癒えたりしないさ。誰だって心に蓋をしてんだ。少しばかり鈍感にならなきゃ正気は保てねえ。俺だってそうだ。
ある意味で人間らしい振る舞いということですか。
そういうことだ。そしてそれは魂が作り物じゃない証拠さ。
All right. So, is Pollon dead? Is he okay? Well, I guess he's somewhere, and they're still on the run. But we'll end the episode here. I think this is an okay place. And there's not another little entry point here, but there is obviously this, and that's a weird one. So there are 7 pages that we can use for saves, but I guess maybe I gotta be a little cautious with where I'm saving here. I don't want to accidentally overwrite something. I don't think I can overwrite this, but I don't want to try either. We'll save here. I don't think it'll be a bad idea to save here, especially since we are on a completely different, I guess, run, if you will, compared to when I saved here. So I think this will be okay. And if it's not, oh well. Alrighty. We will end it there, gamers. This was a wild one. honestly, all of these episodes have been just straight bangers. There's just been so much going on, and it's been absolutely like, I have no idea how to properly describe how much fun I've been having. And I've been commentating a whole lot because there's a lot to say. There's a lot to observe here. It's been a lot of fun, truly. True enjoyment here to be had. And yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying the episodes here so far. I have no idea what to expect next, but I'm sure we'll dig a little deeper here and dive into the whole saving and loading system maybe a little bit more, because I know that's going to be a whole driving factor here. And from what I understand, there are no routes in this game. However, there are a good amount of bad endings to get. So I think the big point of this game is going to be paying attention and seeing when things are starting to get bad and when we need to, jump backwards. We need to jump out and, go back to a prior point with the knowledge that we have received before we, die or something. Because it seems like things do get quite violent here. But thank you all for watching this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.